Hey, Treasure Fan Show pal, Big D back here again with Movie Challenge. What is week 3? And this week I only managed to get 2 down, and that the 2 that I did watch this week is Saturday Night Fever and Halloween. Um, I was looking. I still have Apocalypse Now to watch, and I still have Rocky. Is that it? Apocalypse Now and Rocky at this point? I think so. So I'll be watching those this week. Those of you that are new to my channel, I've seen before, I put up a monthly challenge. That's something my wife created for me to get me out of my head a little bit, and I've really enjoyed it. So I've shared it with you guys, and it's basically set up every month as a new genre, and she's picked 10 random movies for me to watch, and then if I complete the list, I get to get a DVD of my choice as a prize. So I've really enjoyed it. She's forced me to watch a few movies that I probably would never watch or haven't seen in a really long time, and I forgot how much I did enjoy them. So this week, like I said again, I watched Saturday Night Fever and Halloween. Halloween, I'll talk about first. I've seen that movie so many times. It is literally, it's tied for my top favorite horror movie of all time with Jaws. Those two are my top horror movies of all time. I absolutely love Halloween. It is an amazing movie. John Carpenter, on a shoestring budget, gave us something that's so memorable that even now they're still doing sequels. If all goes according to plan and we get some of the restrictions get let up, the new Halloween movie is supposed to premiere this October. So, and then there's another one after that because they filmed 2 of them at the same time. So here it is, 40 plus years, almost 50 years plus later, we're still seeing Halloween movies. I mean, this movie has that kind of effect, and this movie had a major effect on just the horror genre itself. Yes, there's a lot of other movies that are really good at that that came before that and after that that really helped define the genre, but this movie really did too. This movie was just it's raw, but it's so well done. It's so well written. The characters are great. Donald Pleasance became one of my favorite actors because of this movie. It's just got great performances. It's got a great style to it. It's very eerie, and even to this day, when I sit down and watch it, I still really fully enjoy it. Now, I watched the 4K version of this movie because I have the 4K version, and the 4K version looks amazing. The black levels in the movie, because the movie's very dark throughout the majority. I think it looks amazing, looks beautiful. I am a major fan of Jamie Lee Curtis, again, because of this movie, and I've followed her career the rest of the way. I've loved everything she's done. And I'm so glad that she came back to the franchise. I know there's a lot of times she said, "I don't want to do it anymore," but she came back and she's made a big impact. The last Halloween movie was just, I loved it. I really loved it. It felt to me like a big throwback to the original. So I absolutely loved it. So, I probably watch Halloween probably 2 to 3 times a year. No joke, because I can really sit down and I watch it, and I always find something new every time I watch it, and it's just a really fun movie, a great slasher movie that, I don't think I'll ever be done like that ever again. As technologies change, as film audiences change and stuff like that, I don't necessarily know will ever happen again. It's very rare now when you see a movie made on a shoestring budget do so well. Matter of fact, Halloween was the highest grossing low budget movie for the longest time until the Blair Witch Project knocked it out of its top spot. So, I mean, the movie had a major impact on the horror genre, and you could write volumes about what it's done. So I still love this movie. I still love the movie to this day, and I will always love that movie. Don't get me wrong, I love the whole franchise as a whole. There's hits and misses in there. I'm a big fan of Part 3. Part 3, to me, is an amazing movie that I don't think gets nearly enough credit that it should. Tom Atkins in that movie is awesome. But I love the franchise. I have the Scream Factory box set. I actually have probably 10 to 15 different versions of Halloween, whether VHS, Laserdisc, Blu-ray, DVD, 4K, box sets. I mean, I've got so many different versions of that movie. It's ridiculous. I've got digibooks of it, particular art-covered ones. I mean, it's one of my favorite movies. So, again, great movie. I mean, to me, it's a 10 out of 10. To me, it's a perfect movie for that era. I mean, obviously, if you put it in today's terms, it'd be a little bit different. For that era, to me, it's a perfect movie. It's a 10 out of 10. And the next movie I watched, and we actually watched this last night, and that was Saturday Night Fever. Now, I have not seen Saturday Night Fever probably since the mid-90s. It's been a really long time since I watched that movie. Now, it was really big in my house when I was a kid. I was born in the early 70s, so it was really big. Growing up, I remember when that movie came out, my parents bought the record. We played the record all the time at home, and every time I hear those Bee Gees songs now, it always throws me back to being a kid again, and listen to the record in the house and watch the movie. I remember when it came onto HBO, we were so excited when HBO got it. And this is in the mid-70s, when HBO first started. But it's another one of those movies. It's a time capsule of that era. You know, the stuff that happens in that movie, very much like Blazing Saddles and stuff like that. There's a lot of things in there kind of cringeworthy now, but it's a kind of a time capsule how things were back then. So it's very interesting kind of character study and just a kind of an era study on how things are now compared to they are today. John Travolta, I think, is probably one of his best movies. I mean, he's really good in that movie. He really kind of shows his acting techniques in the movie. And it's kind of funny because that movie really kind of launched his career, and then it kind of faded away, and then he came back with Pulp Fiction, you know. So, but just great performances all around. I had forgotten about a couple of things that happened in the movie, so I was actually kind of shocked when a couple of things happened. There's a certain death in the movie that I'd forgotten it happened. So when it did, I was like, oh. But I found myself really enjoying it, especially the music. That movie is all about the music. I mean, I was sitting there watching, and I'm like, I'm dancing around the chair. I'd forgotten. It's been a while since I listened to the Bee Gees. So, and I was a big fan of the Bee Gees when I was a kid, and actually as a teenager too. So, it was really cool to sit down and listen to those songs again. And, it's funny, you watch the dance sequences in this movie, and then you watch dance sequences to, like, America's Best Dance Crew, stuff like that now, and how it's all just, like, it's so much faster, so much quicker, and so much more going on. And then, in this movie, the dance movies are a lot slower. They're a lot more, they're choreographed, but they're not really in rhythm like we see more than modern dancers now. And it's a lot slower, kind of a lot more easier to work. It's kind of funny to watch. Like, that was the style of dancing back then. Like, everybody's like, wow, when he's doing the, this and stuff like that, everybody's like, ooh, but now you'd be like, what are you doing? So it's neat to see that aspect to see what dancing was like in the 70s, because dancing was really big in the 70s. Everybody's going to those discos, having a good time, so it was really interesting to see that. I forgot a lot of stuff in the movie, so I really did enjoy it. And I mean, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, I don't think it's the perfect movie. There's definitely a couple characters that the acting is really robotic, and there's a couple things in there you're kind of like, they could have done without that. But it was still a lot of fun to watch, and I really did enjoy it. So, and again, the music I actually have the soundtrack on CD. I'm looking at it right now. So, I really do. I mean, it is a really good movie, and I really did enjoy it. So, that is it. I still have a couple more movies to go. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on what's going on right now. Have you watched these movies? What are your thoughts? Like I said, I still have Rocky and Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now is a long movie. Rocky's kind of long too. So I'll be watching those this week for I should get those hopefully done by this week. I'll do one last post of this next week, and that'll be the end of April. And then I will post the stuff for May's challenge. May is the 80s. So we have like Top Gun and Goonies and, like all the classic 80s, like the classic awesome 80s movies next month. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that is it. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you watched any of these movies or if you've seen them in the past, let me know what your thoughts are. Again, thank you guys all for watching. Click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos by who? Me, Big D. Also, click the little notification bell. I'm notified when you do put up new videos. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really, truly appreciate it. Everybody, please be safe out there and please take care right now. Always keep hunting. You never know what you're going to find. And as always, live long and prosper. Bye.